So I came across something from Asmon Gold, who is a large streamer. Shout out to Asmon. But before we get to that, before we get into the meat and potatoes, there was a point in time where all of these elites allegedly used pizza and different other food types to label some disgusting things, right? It was code language. But then that kind of leaked, right? We got the memo on what they were talking about when they said one of these types of food items. Okay? You guys remember the whole Pizzagate situation, right? They called us all, conspiracy theorists and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and we're crazy and all of these other things. And lo and behold, we were right on the mark. All right? They were talking about some very disgusting things, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see right there on your screen, pause it if you need to. But they were talking about some very vile and disgusting things. Okay? Now, once they realized that we were on to them, they then changed their language. Yeah, they changed it. And I want to read something. Okay? Top streamer Asmon Gold learned about the jerky keyword in the Epstein files, which appears to be a secret word for children who are on the menu to be eaten. This is very similar to pizza and hot dog keyword, but jerky appears to be a word the elite started using due to the public learning about pizza and hot dogs. The secrets in these files are much darker than anyone can comprehend. I previously mentioned this week that the true horror in these files are through the secret keywords. That remains true today. So yeah, these disgusting, vile individuals were using code language, secret code, to have disgusting conversations about certain things. And we're going to get into this Asmon Gold clip. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this, because what you're about to hear is absolutely mind-boggling crazy. It is absolutely wild to listen to this. So prepare yourself. You've been warned. Now let's jump into it.
People going crazy think they found a code word for human meat? Wait, what? Hope you are feeling better. Did we analyze the jerky? Why didn't we get jerky this week? I also added more to the jerky and ginger lemongrass. Thank you so much. Super cool. Beef jerky, delicious. Jojo is here and we'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. We'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. Why would jerky walk around? Why would it do that? Delicious lunch, beef jerky. Steve and I are very grateful above all for your friendship. Some of these emails are so wholesome, aren't they? It's too bad they eat kids. A small insulated bag would be fine. I don't remember checking it. No need for crazy amounts of ice. One should do. There is one bag of beef jerky in the fridge. Please get it. Also, Blank has more at her place.
Why do you need to refrigerate jerky? Am I missing something? Because as far as I know, you don't have to refrigerate jerky. Just saying.
Of ice, one should do. There is one bag of beef jerky in the fridge. Please get it. Also, Blank has more at her place. Please get it from her as well. I suppose it needs to be in a cold, insulated bag. Just wanted to touch base about jerky. J.E. said he was going to start eating regular food again, so he might be eating less jerky. He said he has 6 bags of it in a downstairs freezer. Why would you freeze jerky? Steve needs a 6 to 8 ounce portion of jerky. I gave you all the jerky we had, and it lasted only half the amount of time it was meant to. I felt like it was more important for you to have the jerky to eat during my time off. My plan is to make a batch before I leave for LSJ, and some of that will go to Steve, and the rest will go to you at LSJ when I arrive. Little St. James Island. That's what LSJ must mean. So logically, that means that they were doing this off of the island. Steve Hansen is sending jerky to your attention overnight. I believe it should be enough to get him through. Jeffrey Epstein is asking to bring bring him more jerky. I'm flying in on Friday. I will bring jerky. Is there a time I could come say hi and drop off the beef jerky? And that's from Jeffrey Epstein. Francis has time to come tomorrow. Show me how to make it. Jerky class anyone. He will bring you to taste his new jerky recipe from the restaurant. He sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called guys, the restaurant's called Cannibal and Cooks. Wait for it. Beef jerky and steak. Can blank make some jerky? I think we should landscape all around the house to use the water if possible. If the main house is not enough. Are there any recorded images of Jeffrey Epstein with beef jerky at all? No, there are no recorded or publicly known images of Jeffrey Epstein with beef jerky. Who sends beef jerky to a lab for analysis? Wait, what? I was looking for the beef jerky as I knew it was in my suitcase, and I thought that maybe I left it on the beach, only to find a small plastic bag near my dog's bed. I'll email Francis to make us some more, as I need 6 to 8 ounces to send to the lab, and I'll forward to Francis the info to send to the lab directly. Guys, I think something's going on. What's this here? Commercial. Apparently it's his last girlfriend who's active on Twitter right now. Check the mail. Names for hers again. Oh boy, oh boy. People are saying this is Jeffrey Epstein's last girlfriend. And this is the same name as inside of the files, and her name change hasn't occurred since 2017, before the files released. After years of silence, the truth. Jeffrey was innocent. Really? Like, he just a good boy? He didn't do nothing wrong? Trapped by powerful people who silenced him. I was his last confidant, and I have the evidence that they're still hiding. I'm not suicidal, just in case. You'll know the whole truth soon. They sacrificed children to Lucifer. It's an entire cult. Jeffrey got involved in their operation for financial reasons and to obtain Comboprot, but never participated in the rituals. Oh, what is this here? I'll pull this one up and see it. That's crazy. She cooked in the brain? Maybe. She ate the brain? Yeah, maybe she did. Wire transfer request form. A 65-gallon... Guys, 655-gallon sulfuric acid with fuel and insurance charge? They are dissolving bodies.
That's what they do with sulfuric acid. Why do you need 655-gallon drums of sulfuric acid? I mean, it would make sense if you were, you know, pine boxing people, taking the meat off the bones, and you wanted something to do with the bones. You just drop them in some sulfuric acid and they turn into nothing. This is some dark, disgusting, vile shit. Excuse my language. But this is crazy. This is some absolutely wild stuff, man. Absolutely wild stuff. What these folks were doing on this island is utterly disgusting. Utterly disgusting. Like, that's not even the word. And, you know, I believe those emails are right. And I believe Asmongold is on the right track with their eating humans, because I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a young lady by the name of Gabriela Rico Jimenez. Okay, she was a Mexican model. And in 2009, she said something that was quite interesting. I'm going to play that clip and let me know what you think. Remember, this is from 2009.
¡Comieron humanos! ¡Asquerosidad! ¡Comieron humanos! Yo no estaba enterada de nada. Que había, o sea, de los asesinatos sí, pero que habían comido humanos. ¡Humanos! ¡Fuera la carne humana!
You know what happened to her after that? Sure, you could probably guess. Nobody's ever seen her again. She's vanished. Because I was digging, And I was trying to figure out, does she have any social media? Where is she? So then I said, you know what? Let me ask Grok. Let me ask AI. Because AI can obviously, scan the entire internet. Where is model Gabriela Rico Jimenez? Her whereabouts have been unknown since that incident. Yep. In short, no one knows her location. You think that's a coincidence? Right after you come out and you expose some very rich and wealthy individuals who have a whole hell of a lot to lose, you think it's a coincidence that all of a sudden, right after that, she just falls off the face of the earth? No, you don't just go missing like that. Not after saying that. You don't just disappear. At least not without some help, of course. What do y'all think, man? What do you think about this? Jerky being human flesh. Especially after knowing that a young lady, a Mexican model, came out in 2009, traumatized, it seemed like to me, afraid for her life, disgusted that they were eating, allegedly, human flesh. And then you learn that Epstein ordered sulfuric acid, drums of it, over 300 gallons of sulfuric acid. These people are doing some absolutely disgusting stuff. And part of me sits back and I wonder, like, yo, why? Like, we're talking about some of the elite in terms of money, right? We're talking about the 1% of the 1% in terms of, net worth and wealth. Why are y'all messing with kids? And then why are you eating them? Like, of all the things you could do, of all the chicks that would fall to their knees to get their cheeks clapped by you, this is what you do? I'm confused. I'm genuinely lost. If anybody can explain this to me, please let me know. Because ladies, y'all know, some of y'all probably got some friends. Let's keep it a buck. They some gold diggers. If Bill Gates came walking down the hallway, bro, I probably shouldn't say Bill Gates. If Elon Musk came strutting down the hallway, they all over him. Because they know how much money he has. They throwing that behind back on him. I mean, instantly. It's just in their nature. So that's my thing. Like, you got all this money. Like, you literally don't even have to talk to the chick. She just throwing it on you. All you got to do is catch it. You ain't got to be Randy Moss. You ain't even got to be Randy Moss out there. Like, they just throwing it on you. I mean, just straight. But you choose to go with the kids? You got enough money where you can buy any type of meal you want on this planet and have it delivered to you on a private jet if you wanted to. And you choose to eat that? I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. I don't understand it. I really don't. You could eat anything. I mean, the finest chefs in the world, you can fly them out to you. Hey, listen here, I want you to come to my house and I need you to cook some meals for me. All right? You got the money to do it. But instead of doing that, like, you choose to eat human flesh? Come on, man. If anybody can explain it to me, please, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Seriously. Because that is just crazy. I don't get it. I really don't. But as always, y'all get in the comments and let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.